In the time before time, empires rose and fell, and among them stood the precursors to our modern reality. There were the Iramathians, the Gulf kings, controllers of the gate between east and west, the Savathns, the great titans of the northern plains of Uras, the Denolans, the rulers of silk and of trade, dragon merchants in finely woven clothing. But for the continent of one half of Uras, there were the Roma. We Roma are a proud people, yet we have fallen far into pieces. As once a unified people looking over an empire to stand the test of time, it was ultimately time itself that eroded everything to dust. Conditions fell, the people disunified. Romaland was split into two halves, the western and eastern Romaland. Around the year 350, the Denganic Around the year 350, the Denganic tribes of the north came south all at once, trampling our people, our rulers, all in an attempt to flee a more powerful eastern invader. The Denganan rule would last quite some time, but by the 900s we Roma were free but disunited. It took a great man in the 19th century to finally bring our people on the peninsula back together. His name? Garibaldi. Garibaldi was perhaps the greatest man in our history before the ascendance of our current leader in 1922. You all know him, you love him, you revere his words. Marcus Taylor. We Roma are a proud and ancient people, our empire fractured, our people scattered. The Rowanthans, the Iberi, the people who we raised from tribes into proud members of the Latinx family. The Latinx world is now in 5 pieces. Marcus Taylor has in mind a great 4-year plan. Beginning in 1936, this plan will involve a great expansion of the army and industry. As it stands, we have the industrial strength of a quadriplegic with a hammer, an abysmal economy. We are meant to be the heart of an ancient empire, but the times have not been kind. The Savathns in the centuries of history that have passed have made themselves the heads of the Eastern Roma Church, the Church of Chris, our Savior. But of course, the Church of Chris is itself not unified either. Our own branch, named after Kathy, she was the founder. Everyone wave. There she is, right over there. Anyways, our branch of the Kathy Church, now most of Western follows this Catholic faith. We are all loyal servants of Chris and the Pape. The Eastern Roma and their Savathn patrons see themselves as not just the continuation and rightful ruler of the Romaland, but they deny the authority of the Pape. This is sacrilege, but unfortunately, to stop the Savathns, an entire continent lays between us and them. Luckily, all of our neighbors are just as weak as we are, and none of them are led by the great Augustus Marcus Taylor. The 4-year plan means that we will be a force to be reckoned with at the dawn of 1940, if all goes correctly. The army is non-existent. We just didn't need one until now, but now we're building whiz-bang new inventions like trucks, guns, and artillery. 4 years is certainly a long time to build up. Our terrain is difficult, and our neighbors are stronger and larger than we are, so we have to be smarter. We have absolutely zero native resources because John Pick invented the pickaxe 1 year ago, and we haven't bought any yet. Revival of Romaland may be more difficult than we think, but with the goal of a 1942 unification set in stone, we Roma will simply have to find a way to overcome. The great cities of the Rowanthans and the dual Iberi states include such grand names as Oxidasser and the enigmatic and beautiful Blastass. We founded these cities as one We founded these cities as one people. Blastass was our great western port. We founded these cities as one people. Blastass was our great western port, and now it is the capital of a free splinter state. No longer will the Roma be divided. Is ours to claim, to protect the natural beauty of it all. Rowantha stands between us and our future. Long have they lorded over us, but their dominance and manipulation ended with the help of Garibaldi. His red shirts ran from city to city, securing the peninsula, and now again with the same spirit honored Marcus Taylor sends forth our soldiers. But there's a problem. Even if we perform better in combat, the Rowanthans simply will not break their resolve. The line is completely solid. Attempts to break it go on for months, and hundreds of thousands of men across both sides are hung up on barbed wire, their eyes lifeless. We cannot keep this up, so Marcus Taylor comes up with a great idea. More men. That's it, pretty much. 2 more armies are produced, and a campaign to go through Agartha in the north as a way to circumvent the Magi line is put into action. First by invading a small state to the east, then compounding a mass force against Agartha and braving their Vril warriors, hoping to extend the main front and begin a breach into Upper Rowantha. Success! With the surrender of Agartha and the last of their Vril warriors, Commander Kirk hands us his white monster, effectively recognizing Marcus Taylor as the superior Vrillionaire. Our troops do not stop to marvel at Agartha. There is a war to be won, and won it was. With our entry into the north, Rowanthan defense shatters, and soon the Republic surrenders to our might. A short recovery period predates the Iberi campaign. The great city of Blastass will be ours. By the will of Chris, Romaland will be one again. The Latinx people, the core of our empire, will be one family again. Marcus Taylor, now the Imperator of Romaland, has done what no other could since the reign of Little Caesar. He has unified the Latinx into one entity again. We shed our green banner, indicative of our native peninsula, and raise the holy banner of Saint Romaland. Isn't it glorious? The legions march now across the Romaland, not for conquest, but celebration. The guns are silent, but the soldiers are raucous. Locals are added to the draft list, industries are incorporated and nationalized. Integration, both in the administration and in the hearts of the people, must begin. It is now 1942. We're a bit behind the mark, but Marcus Taylor's conquests are not yet done. Step 2, with the core lands secure, is to regain eastern Roma, the provinces of Illyrium and Greece. The Balk is full of tiny countries, all of whom should prove easy to conquer. Imperator Marcus Taylor, in all his wisdom, sends the legions to battle all of them at once. This was a terrible mistake. The battle for Rowantha would be dwarfed in size and brutality by the battle for the Balk. The Balk is full of small nations, yes, but don't tell them that, because they do not care. They are hard and rough people. They have fought each other for a millennium, and if it were not for us, they would have kept going. Now, they have a reason to be unified. The sheer mass of their forces shocked the Roma High Command. Hundreds of divisions, millions of men, and incredibly treacherous small front lines. We would push, acquire the deaths of many, and then they too would take a lick out of us, pushing us back.
Hundreds of thousands of us would perish simply trying to reach the city of Sarajevo, located in eastern Bozo. Eventually, with the Bozos defeated, it was easy to finish off what remained. Our true opponent would come from the people of Greece. They were slippery, and during our invasion of Greece, our people were slipping and sliding everywhere due to being covered in grease, which allowed nearly 1 million of their troops to retreat into the archipelagos. We had yet to discover how to make men float, so ending this enemy was off the table. At the end of the 3 Years' War, a continued archipelago campaign remained, and over 1.5 million people from all parties involved had died up to now. That was okay though, no one really seemed to mind. Not even a year later, the entire planet was soon hit with a bout of migraines. You know those really harsh, intense headaches that make you so angry you might commit a diplomatic incident? Suddenly, there was an uptick in diplomatic incidents. Nations across the entire world began to pick fights with each other all at once, and somehow, miraculously, the Romaland was protected from these migraines. As it turns out, it was the Agarthan-Fent reactor that was protecting us. The George Tech core deep beneath the Kirk complex was generating protective ozone, which prevented us from being hit by migraine-inducing beta waves from the planet Zorg. And so just as we believed we could breathe, the great St. Romaland was again under siege. A psionic attack from planet Zorg rendered hundreds of millions into a headache-induced anger, which caused an uptick in completely senseless violence. The continent of especially, filled with small states, was of concern. Our great long border was covered by states big and small, and if enough people drew their ire towards us at once, we would be overrun all over again. So the army deployed. Predicting a deployment from the Peaky Blinders across the channel, we successfully predicated an invasion, plugging the strait and putting the war in stasis. But of course the Dingani and their neighbors were unknown quantities. Our large neighbors across the Mediterranean were of concern, but as it turns out they were far more concerned with each other, and as time would have it, they were no longer the same people we had ruled over some 2,000 years ago, and so the new Romaland had no intention of invading and conquering them. Romaland is a Chrysian nation. We follow the word of Chris. We simply cannot recognize the words of Mohammed. He came from the city of Mika in present-day Dananland, and at Mount Solo in the year 532, while exploring the mountain, he inhaled ganja gas from a giant obsidian cube he found, and was immediately imbued with a need to conquer everything until he hit some sort of roadblock, which took a really long time because it turns out he was really good at invading things. The cube is the center of their religion, sitting in the middle of Mika. All believers of Mohammed must bow towards this cube at exactly 8:32 a.m. Dananland time. They will tell you that calling it a cube is disrespectful, but the name in Dananish is actually the Kaaba, which translates to cube. Anyhow, all this to give a brief history on why we want nothing to do with Cubeland and its adherents. We will be consolidating the good, Chris-loving people of because Chris is a good guy. Just look at him. Look at that little guy. Look at him. And besides, whether we want to control all of or not, all of is indeed trying to kill us. So, Marcus Taylor has decided we will simply kill them first. The Savathns are under siege, which is good news. Ireland and Ukraino are invading them, and they're doing a pretty good job of it so far. But I really doubt it'll last. We have to take this opportunity to consolidate. The defeat of the Dingani, the Nether people, and of course the Eastern Slavs will ensure that we not only have more people and resources, but we'll have a large industrial base with which to face Savathn. But there is, of course, the two remaining nations, the Greece and the Peaky Blinders across the channel. Both share one obstacle: water.
Holy shit.
So we commission a series of water tractors, basically repurposed tracked vehicles with floaties attached to them, to be able to easily cross the water. At first, these units performed great. Then they were pushed out. As it turns out, having nothing to eat really puts a damper on your efforts to fight a war. We came back, this time with a few more bright yellow boxes distributed near our forces, and with the reassuring presence of the yellow boxes, we were able to overrun their forces, which caused their leader, Thomas Shelby, to go out with honor before we could fully seize the island from them. Similar results occurred in Greece. We figured out a chemical agent that we could use to remove grease from surfaces, our new kitchen gun, and began to issue them to all our aquatic forces in the region. Thankfully, this worked a charm. Romaland knew peace for the first time in a long time. It was 1947. Preparations were made for a final grand showdown against the resurgent and newly victorious Saints of Matha, the poser Romaland. But we had a problem. Saints of Matha had opened a portal to another world and had extracted some 2 million bird people. What? These are people with wings. We're really not sure how effective they are against modern fighter aircraft, but either way, 2 million of anything that can fly is really fucking concerning, okay? It's really fucking concerning. We begin issuing AA guns to all our infantry, flak rounds, 40 millimeter, as well as putting them into vehicles and tanks, so that the bird people cannot simply just do that. Look at that. They're eagles. What? Anyway, with all that, we're ready to fight the Savathns. Right? Right, guys? Right? The Savathns have 4 times our industry, over 1,600 military factories producing some 500 tanks a day, among other insane metrics such as 1,100 divisions in the field. Comparably, while our units are of higher equipment quality, our quantity is lacking. When the invasion is sparked, we begin to lose ground. We do take some ground, but we struggle to hold the line. The legions of Romaland cannot go out like this. Luckily, Marcus Taylor has a friend in the Far East, Denolni's own Waylon Gan. Waylon Gan is not the official leader of Denolni, no, but he is the shadow wizard of East Asa. Marcus Taylor phones him up and requests an invasion of the Savathn Far East, splitting up the Eurasian continent between Romaland and Denolni. Thanks to the Shadow Wizard money gang under Waylon Gan, we're able to successfully blackmail the entire Denolni government simultaneously into immediately beginning a war against Savathn. We didn't cheat it at all. What's a tool pack? I've no idea what you're talking about. Now, the odds are even. Together, both sides comprise over 30 million combined deployed men in the field, and over 2 million bird people not counted in that total. Romaland is able to turn back the tide, pushing back the Savathns, bringing an end to the dream of the Third Romaland. We are the only Romaland here. We are the Roma. No Slavic nation will ever take that away from us. Never. With a painstaking and long journey deep into Savathn, victory finally is ours. Romaland and Denolni now rule the 2 continents that Savathn once spanned. In the place of the great power of Savathn, there is an... Oh, shit! Fuck! What did I hit? Oh, God! Oh. Romaland and Denolni now rule the 2 continents that Savathn once spanned. In the place of the great power of Savathn, there's a net of buffer states between us and Denolni. We have revived the proud Irish to their rightful throne. The Savathns are given a sizable rump state, and other nations within Central Asa are given back territories lost. Now, Roma can rest. Romaland is free and secure. Under the guidance of Imperator Marcus Taylor, the spirit of Garibaldi and Little Caesar are maintained. Continental Ur is secure, and while our historical threat of Arimathea remains standing, The Iramathians know any protracted war with us would lead to a Romaland victory. As such, we leave the followers of Mohami to the custodianship of the Iramathians and the Dananish, and keep our mitts out of extra-continental affairs. We went from a small, powerless, resourceless peninsula and conquered it from everything we need to be self-sustaining. We revived the ancient empire of our forefathers, unified the Outtakes, and now our red banner flies proud and alone over the entirety of Christendom. Hail Imperator, hail Chris, Pax Romaland is here. Oh, good lord. Make up theories. Rock factory. Stick factory.
Hey, isn't there like a misinformation focus?
Probably. Try refining some scrap. Scam some companies.
Look somewhere, prospect somewhere, or something. Pollute water supply.
Speaking of incest, you'll never believe who I debated.
Who did you debate?
Ben and Grace Thorpe.
Thorpe?
Who?
Who are
Ben
these
and
people?
Grace Thorpe. They're
Context.
fucking degenerate. These people are degenerates. There's like several 2-hour-long documentaries about all the horrible shit these people do.
He's a fucking homosexual.
So am I.
Oh, okay. My tech is okay. That's alright. We're now led by John Jones.
What on earth happened? I feel like we changed leaders there.
We did. We've got a new country. Oh god, we actually went... God, this fucking tree. Oh wait, Marcus Taylor. Wait, what? Oh wait, who the fuck?
Yeah,
Tag.
I feel like we're playing a different country.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go. Okay, now all our shit's here. Okay.
There we go.
Holy shit. Okay. Oh
I was
fuck.
worried there for a second.
Oh no. Oh yeah, cause it. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh dude, I gotta start the tree over. Well, that's actually good for me long term.
Or you
Yes.
come. Ooh, my God, the civilians.
Yeah, I can double up the eco. Fuck yeah. The entire world's a fucking air zone. You're about to detach this air wing from the army. Yeah, why not? Who gives a fuck?
I think you might want to get those hypersonic, like, America bombers.
God damn it, build the fucking railroad. How hard can it be? Build the fucking railway. Why does it take until fucking December?
It's a hard material.
Stop attacking shit. The fuck is wrong with you? Actually, it's 11 o'clock. You know what? I'm gonna continue this another day. I'm not gonna fucking do this tonight anymore. I'm late to every deadline all the time, every day. I'm late to my deadlines. Couldn't get it out. That's it. Couldn't get it out Wednesday. Couldn't get it out Friday. Got it out Saturday. How about that? Ah! I got it out finally after much delay. Okay. Let's read the Patreon. $5 Knights of Biskin. Thank you to Gangsta Plays, Panchak, The Irishman, Samay Cash App, Jonah Greenbaum, Lincoln T.C. Payton, Dedrin, Steve Hayes, Luther Manhole, Santiago Soto, Daniello Booscumps, Cyclonus777, can't say that still, Legrand Puba, Von Kale, Ian Riley, Reggie Flores, Tommy Leah 1, and to my scones and taxpayers, thank you all greatly for donating. Couldn't do it without you and your continued support even through this rut is much appreciated.